Making the decision to continue your education right after high school can be stressful for anyone, but returning 20 years later has many added anxieties. These anxieties diminished after meeting the art department chair and taking a tour of the multidisciplinary art department. As a mixed media artist, I can think of no other facility that fuels creativity through a wide variety of mediums such as painting, sculpture, glass blowing, and a rare printmaking studio, with each professor supporting and encouraging crossover experimentation. The support of RAFMA is another invaluable asset, providing a venue for student shows. The camaraderie felt throughout this department surpassed any expectations. I'm so thankful for Professors Sant Khalsa, Denise Kramer, Tom McGovern, Richard Johnston, and Brad Spence, but mostly my community of invaluable friends that made this experience one of the best of my life.
At the start of my journey at CSUSB, I had no idea how much the school's motto, "Come here, go anywhere," would influence my life. As a dual major in public relations and Arabic studies, I knew exposing myself to multiple subjects would expand my future career options, but it also allowed me to snag a nationally advertised paid internship at the Smithsonian. My decision to dream big and apply anyway landed me the only media relations intern position at the National Air and Space Museum. Working in DC for the summer opened doors for me to meet aerospace legends and work with news crews like CNN, ABC7, and 60 Minutes. The writing tools I learned in my communications classes prepared me for everything thrown my way, and even helped get some of my contributed stories published. The quality instruction and wise guidance of the communication professors helped me believe in my professional capabilities. To my fellow classmates, as Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there."
As president of the English Club, I was able to partner with the Pacific Review to develop and judge a graduate and undergraduate essay contest. I was deeply impressed with the caliber of writing and complexity of arguments that the students demonstrated in their essays. I believe that the exceptional work my peers displayed was an echo of the first-rate professors that we have in the English department. In my own academic work, my professors have pushed me to think critically, to embrace harebrained ideas, to read what is said on the page, but to also know what is left unsaid. In literary studies, we're taught how to read text through particular lenses. Little did we realize that our own life lens was forming from the novel's poetry and the exhausting, never-ending theory we had to read. I'd like to thank all of the English professors who assigned those nearly impossible reading lists for being dedicated teachers, mentors, and overall top-notch humans. I'd also like to thank Sam for his unflagging encouragement.
In the CSUSB music department, I have encountered the music of various cultures, languages, and eras, and have been instilled with an appreciation for music's interconnectedness. Theory and ear training courses have been invaluable. As a vocal performance major, I have been pushed beyond music technicality and taught to dig for and communicate the depth of compositions. Performing in full-scale opera productions, directed by Dr. Stacey Fraser, has been the highlight of each year. Over the last 4 years, I have been honored to laugh with Mozart's Despina, overtly flirt with Bizet's Escamillo, fear death next to Humperdinck's Hansel, and finally to mourn virtue lost in Bernstein's Glitter and Biguet. As I join the ranks of professional musicians, I must thank the music department faculty for their equipping, personal mentoring, and simply for being passionate and inspiring musicians themselves. I cannot imagine a more enriching music education experience.
My journey at CSUSB began with uncertainty. I switched majors several times, from mathematics to psychology to kinesiology, finally settling on a dual major in math and philosophy. Although I have developed respect for math as a field of study, my true passion lies in philosophy, which literally means love of wisdom. Not only does philosophy suit me because of its broad scope, but it has cultivated in me a love of wisdom, a desire to pursue knowledge for knowledge's sake. My most cherished involvement with the philosophy program has been the completion of 5 of the 6 logic courses, which has led to the opportunity to co-author an academic paper with Dr. Tony Roy. I also have had the privilege of tutoring in the logic lab and being an ambassador for the philosophy department. I plan to attend graduate school so that I can share my passion for knowledge as a college professor. I'm extremely thankful for my supportive parents, Sovereign God, and all the wonderful philosophy professors.
When I was young, I used to transform our living room into a make-believe ship and ocean. I would imagine going on dangerous expeditions and fighting villains over treasure. 4 years as a theater major here at CSUSB has taught me that you have to have passion, creativity, and most importantly, a good sense of humor. The arts are a collaborative experience, and trust me, I would have not accomplished so much in college without the help of others. I've had the privilege to travel to Thailand with Professor Leslie Bryan and perform at the Surin International Folklore Festival. Her faith in me gave me the confidence to push myself as a performer. I've also learned that in order to study theater, you have to see a lot of theater. At South Coast Repertory in Costa Mesa, I cried more times at how to write a new book for the Bible than in my whole life up to that point. That sense of audience connection is really what I strive to one day be a part of. I want to elicit an emotional reaction in spectators through the power of storytelling. My life story is just beginning, and I'm excited for what's to come.
My first year at Cal State San Bernardino, Dr. Correa said that art is anything that will evoke an emotion, positive or negative. Getting a degree can evoke emotions like affliction, agony, and anguish, but luckily it can also evoke laughter, gratification, and self-dignity. Dr. Fernandez Gibert introduced me to the Latin expression, dulce et utile, which in my opinion is the ultimate form of art because it is the art that entertains and teaches. And through that comes great appreciation. On campus, I received support from friends and faculty. From family, I received the best type of support one can receive, love. My 2 beautiful children were very understanding when mommy had to write a paper. My loving husband's support was unparalleled. All the encouragement that we received deserves recognition because without it, we would never grow to be the best versions of ourselves.
I work at the Peer Advising for Liberal Studies office, where I help students plan their academic career using a checklist of classes. One time while advising a student, I realized that my entire undergrad was represented by that single piece of paper. At first it was alarming and kind of sad, but now I think about the hours of effort, frustration, and eventual success that went into getting each checkmark. I also think about some neat things that I would not know if I didn't come to Cal State. In children's literature, I learned that real fairy tales are not for children. In Econ 311 with Professor Charkins, I learned that I am a hunk of human capital. Professor Algren taught me how to use percent strips, which have been surprisingly helpful, and in astronomy, I learned how fascinating the moon is. All of this has made me realize how much I don't know, which means I get to keep on learning.